What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be doing a reaction video. We're going to be doing a reaction video to the SypherPK topic about what happened with the 1,000 employees laid off. I know I'm late to this, but yeah, we're doing it now. So yeah, let's get right into it.
If GTA 6 releases while Fortnite is in this state, we're all jumping ship.
Oh, started off
we
with a
have
banger.
a lot to talk about.
We'll talk about that when it
We have
comes
a
up
lot to talk about.
later.
Fortnite made a big announcement today, and
Yes.
they announced
They did.
that they have laid off over 1,000 employees.
Yeah, that's
Over
crazy.
1,000 employees have been laid off from Fortnite.
Yeah,
Today,
guys.
let me take a look at this. Today we're laying off over 1,000 Epic employees. I'm sorry, we're here again. The downturn in Fortnite engagement that started in 2025 means we're spending significantly more than we're making.
Yeah, so I
We have to
almost
make major
started
cuts to keep
but,
the company
I
funded.
stayed in there hopeful.
This layoff, together with over $500 million of identified cost savings in contracting, marketing, and closing some open roles, puts us in a more stable place. So,
Yeah,
over
so
1,000 employees laid off, fired from Fortnite, as well as $500 million in cuts. I'm assuming part of that comes from them deciding to shut down Fortnite Ballistics, Fortnite Festival Battle Stage, and Fortnite Rocket Racing.
quickly, I'm gonna pause this because I think Ballistic and Rocket Racing were actually fun, and I actually played them quite a bit. Not Festival. I don't really mess around with Festival. I don't know. It was never my type of game. I played it a little bit back when I was a kid, but like that style of game, like that, like guitar type of game. But I don't know. I just don't like it. But Rocket Racing and Ballistic have a serious thing, and typical gamer said he was going to try to buy Ballistics from Fortnite, but we all know Tim Sweeney said no, they just don't have the tool to give to UEFN creators yet. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get back into the video.
With the increase V-Bucks costs is a really bad sign. I think we've seen layoffs before in Fortnite. This is like next level. Guys, can I get confirmation? Is Fortnite Festival entirely getting shut down, or is it just the battle stage mode? It's just battle stage.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just battle stage. I think that is the thing that should have got removed. I know that Fortnite Festival gives a lot of money because you can get musical creators, and that's why the game mode was even made in the first place. But then you also have Rocket Racing and Ballistic, which are getting shut down, which I would much rather prefer the two musical modes get shut down over Rocket Racing and Ballistic. But yeah.
The thing that's so concerning about this, by the way, is that the biggest developers in Fortnite who have helped shape the game and make it what it is, and they're passionate and talented, like Evan, for example. I have seen the amount of work Evan has put into Fortnite.
This is what I was talking about in one of my YouTube Fortnite videos. They laid off the wrong people. They could have laid off new people. They could have laid off people who weren't really doing too much. But they lay off the person who makes the characters, the person who fixes everything, and the person who made this Chapter 7 storyline. Like what are you doing here?
I've had first-hand experience as far as how passionate he is about the game. He's extremely talented. He gets up in the early hours of the morning. He's very skilled at what he does. He helps with live events. He helps with competitive. He helps with pretty much every facet of the game.
Yeah.
And they let him go. This tweet has 90,000 likes, 6.5 million views. That's a lot of traction on that. And they let him go. I'm not going to pretend to understand the infrastructure of what's going on at Epic Games, how much money they're making, not making, what employees they have. I'm concerned because a lot of very talented people were let go. And what's left? Like, where are they going? with
the
this.
new employees
Because
that
to
are
me,
coming
it's
in,
like, are we
like
just
the work-
going to be running
like
Fortnite at the bare
minimum?
minimum? Are we
Yeah.
throwing in the towel? Like, is this it? Like, are we just going to like let Fortnite be profitable at the cost of it ever coming back and like making a comeback? And to me, this looks like throwing in the towel. Like they're giving up. I hope I'm wrong. But to me, it seems like, okay, we're losing money now. We've tried for a few seasons to turn it around. It hasn't turned around. We have to fire everyone and only keep what we need to barely run the game. Because guys, I'm seeing some big names in Fortnite laid off. The artist who created Jonesy was also laid off.
Yeah,
The artist who made the Jonesy character was laid off. Developers, community people, like every single part of the company has received layoffs. I'm obviously not knowledgeable as far as like how much Epic is spending, how much they're spending on these collaborations, how much they're spending on UEFN. I will say this. I see a lot of comments online. The first thing people are going for is that Epic has spent hundreds of millions of dollars on UEFN payouts. Okay. So Chica with the 89 months, I completely
They should
agree.
have definitely
Focus more on
lowered
the
it
game.
down.
They need to focus more on the game. They do. So guys, here's my thought process real quick. Epic has spent hundreds of millions of dollars. I think they've spent $700 million plus dollars.
Yeah, $722 million.
UEFN payouts.
Your brain rot.
So they have paid out people who have made Fortnite maps $700 plus million. Full transparency. Obviously, I'm very much into UEFN. I want UEFN to succeed. I have faith that it can grow the platform. However, from the very beginning, I did always feel like Fortnite was paying too much for what was being put out there. And they were trying to incentivize bigger corporations and teams and devs to come into Fortnite and build games that would grow the platform. However, Fortnite was never ready to grow as a platform strictly from UEFN. It was never ready. Even today, it's not ready. Because in order for Fortnite UEFN to be successful, they have to have the same speed and delivery as Roblox.
Yeah,
That is like the bare minimum. That is the bare minimum. I can hop into a Roblox game in less than 8 seconds. Okay? I can hop into...
Yeah, straight from here, like you could. Okay. Yeah.
I'm in. I just hopped into a random Roblox game in less than 8 seconds. If I want to hop into a Fortnite UEFN map, give me at least 3 minutes before I can get it. Fortnite will never, ever pass Roblox. If that's what its goal is to be the better Roblox. It will never be a bigger platform if it can't match that speed.
Yeah.
It can't. Right?
I think it could.
I always felt like the revenue they were paying very from the very beginning was high. And I understand their reasoning. Their reasoning is that hold on. Before I continue, I want to say that I don't think UEFN payouts is the sole culprit behind what's going on. But I do want to critique the UEFN payouts real quick. And this is somebody who has generated a few million in revenue from Fortnite maps.
Million?
From Fortnite maps, from Fortnite sponsorships around maps. It has been a multiple seven-figure driver for me and my team. But I still need to critique it because from the very beginning, Epic knew that they were going to pay tens of millions of dollars for Fortnite 1.0 experiences that were made not for revenue. They were just made from the love of people wanting to make like creative and custom modes in Fortnite. They knew that they were going to pay simple maps like The Pit or Red vs. Blue or Zone Wars maps tens of millions of dollars. They knew that. They were hoping, my assumption is they were hoping that very talented developers would come in and they would build very amazing games on Fortnite.
Yeah,
and there would
that's
be
their hope.
tens of thousands, if not millions of people who are coming to Fortnite to play those amazing games. But every single time someone created a Fortnite UEFN experience that was more elaborate than the basic, maps that were doing well. There were bugs. There were issues. There were issues with moderation. There were all kinds of hurdles. As soon as you start trying to build something that's significant and unique, you have all these issues that you run into, and then you don't have a successful game. So I've seen developers come into Fortnite. They try to build something beyond the red versus blues, beyond the simple maps, and those maps don't do well. Those maps have many issues. Those maps are not even accessible the same way that Roblox maps are. If Fortnite knew that, like, within a year of UEFN, they were going to pay hundreds of millions of dollars for basic ass maps, and then all the tools would be here, and these developers would come in, and then people would start making like crazy good games that would actually grow the platform. That's one thing. But we're approaching year 3 of UEFN, and a lot of the top maps are still the maps that we had back in 2020. A lot of the top maps are still the Pit and Red vs. Blue and Zone War maps. Now we have a few new ones, and I want to touch on the Brain Rot map real quick. Because right now the map that's made the most money, in the current Fortnite, is Steal a Brain Rot. Yes, it's a copy and paste from Roblox, but they went and got the license for it, so you can't hate too much on that, right? They went and got the license, whatever. It's a simple map. There's a lot of AI going on. It is brain rot. It is for the kids for the most part, right? And it does get paid a lot. It gets paid a lot. However, that might be one of the few maps in Fortnite that has actually grown the platform. It might be.
This is something I just say on one of my other YouTube videos, that this is true. It's grown the platform. I know a lot of people who used to play Steel Brain Rot that have now came over to Fortnite Steel Brain Rot. This game has probably made billions of dollars, not only for the company, but for them themselves. So, again, even though we hate Steel Brain Rot, I actually have a lot of experience with Steel Brain Rot because I played a decent amount of Steel Brain Rot on Roblox just to see what all the hype was about. Because I wanted to see maybe if this was actually a fun game, if I would actually make content about this. Overall, it was just a bunch of brain rot slop, and I didn't really enjoy myself playing it. There were, every once in a while, a cool admin update, and I feel like that all translate. But I feel like it's even worse on Fortnite because of just how the brain rots look. They look very weird, in my opinion. But yeah, it's probably made $48 billion, brought in a lot of new players. So yes, I can agree with that.
And I'm not defending Steal a Brain Rot. I'm saying, if we want to, target, I don't think we should target specific maps, right? I think the whole system needs an overhaul. But I see a lot of targeting of Steal a Brain Rot. When Steal a Brain Rot does their live events, Fortnite actually gains more players. So all these little bumps that you see, Fortnite player count, these little spikes that you see, when Fortnite peaks over 2 million players, that's Steal a Brain Rot live events. So 2 million, 1.2 or 2 million, 2.2 million. Those are Steal a Brain Rot live events. So this map actually impacts the overall ecosystem of Fortnite in a positive way. It does increase the player count. It does get people to spend more V-Bucks. Yada yada. Let's put a pin in that. Let's put a pin in UEFN because 2025 is where things really started to go downhill. 2025, there was less engagement in Fortnite. As a content creator, I saw that happen as well. I saw that in 2025. I think 2025 was one of my, I don't want to say one of my worst years as a content creator, but it's probably one of my worst years out of my last 4. And it was nowhere near 2024 or 2023. So there was a huge
I can agree with that.
There was a huge dip in interest in Fortnite, in viewership, in engagement, and then there was a huge dip in player count for a while. Okay. We saw Fortnite not hit 1 million players multiple times in 2025 in a day. A lot of people started playing less. People started playing other games. Battle Royale in general lost a lot of motion. Here's where I have a little bit of a problem. When Fortnite increased the cost of V-Bucks, a lot of people were very upset. I'll tell you this. I was not as upset as most people were. Okay? And it's not because I get skins for free. I don't get skins for free. I'm marketing the skins, and my payment is getting the skins. But if Epic actually paid me like a fair marketing value, they would have to pay me a lot more, right? Than just giving me the skins. The reason why I wasn't as upset about the V-Bucks increase is I was thinking long term. Fortnite needs this extra revenue, and they're making a play of increasing the V-Bucks price to keep their team, to keep the core team, and to build on Fortnite and try to climb out of the pit that they are in. Clearly, they're in a pit.
Well, also, I mean, if you just want to spend less money. Sorry about that, guys. My thing just cut out. Anyways, let's get back into the video.
Of increasing the V-Bucks price to keep their team, to keep the core team, and to build on Fortnite and try to climb out of the pit that they are in. Clearly, they're in a pit. Clearly, they're hurting. And I was okay with that. I was willing to accept, okay, the V-Bucks prices are higher. People are upset about this, but they'll get over it if you deliver on good content. But then they went on and fired 1,000 people with the combination of the V-Bucks increase, with the combination of closing off certain games. And now I'm like, oh shit. Like, this is like, where is the good news? Where's the good news? Where's the, like, we have to do this so that we can do this. They're basically telling us we have to do this just to survive. We have no plans beyond surviving and not closing shop completely. And that's not exciting. And that's not good news. The reason why I'm not talking about the collabs, I'm like, oh, the collabs are awful, we should start doing collabs, is because I actually don't know. They actually might, like, the collabs might actually be a net positive in terms of revenue for the company. We don't know that. But I do think that, like, if I'm just having to take a guess, I'm just taking an educated guess here, I'm not pretending to know. The collaborations actually makes Fortnite money, and that's why they spam collaborations, because it makes money. It's awful, and I think what really hurts, and this is why you always have to be careful what you say. Like, I know there's that quote from Tim Sweeney talking about their lawsuit with Apple and Google and whatnot, and he said that, like, it's costing us like billions to fight this fight. And then I think the guy asked him, are you guys worried about running out of money? And he's like, no, like, this would have to go on for decades for us to be in financial trouble. That was probably a bad quote. That's probably not the right thing to say, considering where we're at right now. Because do we have the money or do we not? It seems like we don't. But maybe we thought we did. But it seems like, no, we don't. The only good news that I can personally give is that, thank God, GTA 6 is not out right now. And it's not coming out anytime soon, right? We still got some time. Because if GTA 6 releases, like, while Fortnite is in this state, we're all jumping ship. Every creator I know is going to jump ship.
Okay, so let me talk about this real quick. I've talked about this, I think, once or twice. I think that if GTA 6 releases, every single game in the world is going to take a dip. I think the games with the more mature audiences are really going to take a dip. But the games with kid audience, like Fortnite and Roblox, are not going to take that big of a dip. They obviously are going to take a dip, but they have more of a kid audience, so they're probably not. And on top of that, a lot of pro players, this is their job. They have to make income. So they're only going to be gone for like a month if GTA 6 does not help them with money. So I don't think that this is going to be the end of Fortnite. I think that this is going to be a little dip in Fortnite's history, but it's going to be a small dip.
A lot of people are going to just go. Right?
I don't think.
Do we know if GTA 6 is going to live up to the hype? We don't know, but everyone's ready for something new. And if Fortnite is not delivering, people will jump hard. Okay?
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully you guys like that little video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys want to see next. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out. Bye.